Hi there, my name's Tony Finbarr-Smith from Business Evolution. Trevor Toe-Cracker Crook has asked me to have a look at two particular websites for you. That's the Chiropracticatthecrossing website and the wellnesscoach.ca websites. He's asked me to have a quick look at the SEO and to give you some feedback as to where I think you can make some improvements. So firstly, Chiropractic at the Crossing. What I've done is I've put it into a free tool. You can use it yourself. I don't hide what tools I use. Just for a quick overview, this tool's great. It's called quicksprout.com, and it'll analyze your website. It'll give it a grade, but ignore the grade because really, unless it's an A, forget the grade. Now, first thing though, it's telling me the load time. The load time is quite slow. The longer it takes for your website to load, the quicker people are going to leave it. Basically, they're going to just ditch it and move on to something else. So load time is important for SEO because Google, all they want to do, and all the other search engines, is they want to deliver the best result that will keep their users happy. So it has to be relevant and it has to be quick because they're the ones that people want. So as we scroll down to the SEO analysis, it says H1 0 characters. Now what that means is I'm going to give you a quick example now of all the headings and the importance of those. So what we're looking at here is an example of that should clarify what headings are and what they're used for. I'll be very quick just in case you already understand this. So what you're looking at here is just loads of words on a page. It says pets, cats, short-haired Siamese, long-haired Siamese, dogs, short-haired terrier. It doesn't make any general sense, but by applying some headings, such as heading 1 to pets, and then heading 2 to cats, and then short-haired, let's call it heading 3, long-haired, heading 3, especially if I indent these, it makes more sense. So pets is the overall heading, that's the subject. Then heading 2 is cats, because that is a subcategory, and then a subcategory of that is short-haired and long-haired, and the same for dogs and the same for fish. It makes it more easy to understand in bite-sized chunks, makes it easy to find stuff. Now these heading 1s define what is coming beneath them, pardon me, so that's defining what's coming beneath them, and it also sets the tone for the content of the page. Now if you don't have these, then it's hard for the search engines to understand what your page is about. So when you don't have a heading 1, you're not setting the tone for the page, and that is important, having correct headings 1, 2, 3 and onwards. So next thing is it's saying you're not popular on social media sites. Well, that's something you do need to look at because that is a ranking element now. So you need to be active on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I can see Pinterest, you've got some shares, so that's good news, happy days. Backlinks, how many people are linking to your website? Not just anybody though. How many relevant people are linking is an important factor. If you have a movie website and Steven Spielberg links to your website, that one link is worth tens of thousands of crappy links from random blogs about you know, cats and dogs and stuff, because they're not relevant. But Steven Spielberg is both relevant and an authority. So there's ways to reach out to people to get them to link back to you. One of them is just by creating wonderful content that people find helpful and that they want to share. So number of indexed pages, that's how many websites, how many pages are in your website that the search engines recognize. 13 pages is actually alright for a site of your kind, but more pages the better. Now usually you create these pages within a blog, which is within your website. Now looking at your website, there is a link to a blog, great stuff. You click on that, it takes you to Blogspot, it takes you away from your website, and there's nothing there. So 2 steps there. Make the blog on your website, so it might be blog.chiropracticatthecrossing.com or chiropracticatthecrossing.com/blog. Make it on your website. And secondly, post regular content. The reason you need to post regular content is it's telling the search engines that your site is still alive and well and it's still relevant. Okay, so moving on. like I can guess that Central Alberta Chiropractor and chiropractor in Red Deer are both keywords that you're targeting. So you need to repeat them just a couple of times, nothing too spammy. But by this little matrix here, I could tell that you're not targeting things especially well. So there's room for maneuver, rewording things. Okay, so now on to a couple of biggies that you must address. High priority SEO recommendation is we can't find a meta name equals description tag. Now what this is when you go to Google, this little caption here that says Red Deer Chiropractor, Dr. Steve Waddell at Chiropractic@thecrossing in Red Deer, AB, call our office today. That is the description. Now that is somewhere in your code, which is great because Google is pulling that and using it as a description. However, if it's not in the right place, you can copy that, put it in the right place. That's going to count against you. So we need to put that in the head of your web page. One thing I did notice on your speed test, I was trying to figure out why your page loaded slowly. Up down here, there's this button black fade up .ping. That's an image that's taking a long time for it to pull into the page, and you can't even see it on the page. So that line of code needs to go. It should dramatically increase your page load time, which will result in potentially better rankings. All these little things, they help. There's no one thing is going to make it, pop straight to the top of Google. However, there are other things I would recommend, because this is all on-page SEO. This is stuff you can control to do a better job, to make it better targeted for the web, for the search engines. The next set of stuff is off-page SEO, which is creating things like articles, videos, podcasts, all this sort of thing, creating lots of content and distributing them out to the various places. Now, one really nifty thing you can do is you can create a video and put that on YouTube, take the audio from that and put that onto the various audio websites, and have that audio transcribed and have that as a new blog post on your website, and change it around a bit and put that written text on a couple of places, create some slides out of that and put that on slideshare.net, create a PDF from that, which is a document, and you can put that on Scribd or scribed.com, and that one piece of content, you've used it in multiple different ways, and you do this once or twice a month, or ideally once a week, and before you know it, you've really got yourself lots of good content out there that is working for you as kind of like silent salesman, where people will be sharing it and just finding it. They'll be stumbling across this info and coming back to your website. So that is the Chiropractic at the Crossing kind of overview of the first things I would fix. Now let's have a look at the Wellness Coach. So this is the Wellness Coach website. Firstly, it's only one page. A whole website probably shouldn't be one page. In fact, I'll be honest with you, you're missing things like your privacy policy, your terms of use, your cookies policy, contact us page. All of these things are quite important, and you need them on all of your websites. So go back at the Chiropractic at the Crossing, you do need and you got a medical disclaimer, which is great, but you do need your contact us, your privacy policy, and all of these things. Okay, various disclaimers and legal pages that show that you're serious about having all the compliant info there that you have to have. Things like an accessibility policy, just things like that. They all kind of help. Lots of bureaucratic nonsense in some cases, but it's all helpful. Let's move on to back to the Wellness Coach. So you do need all those things like contact us, all pages like that. Secondly, this page has, let's scroll down. I mean, it loads great. This load time is super fast because there's virtually nothing there. There were images with the missing alt tags. These tags describe what the image is. This is for people who have limited visibility, and it reads to them what they would be looking at, because blind people use the internet too. But also, those alt tags describe to the search engines what the image is. So let's say you have a site about about pets, and you got loads of images, and the alt tags describe this as being a picture of a cat, picture of a dog, picture of a Siamese, picture of a boy playing frisbee with a dog. They all tie in, and they kind of confirm the story that you're telling. They confirm that your site is about that. Okay, so alt tags, kind of important. Heading tags, there are no heading tags. So do you remember that first example where it was just loads of text? Makes no sense. So Google doesn't want to send people to pages like that, even though it looks to the human eye nicely laid out. It needs restructuring. It probably will look the same, but with the correct tags. Again, you're not popular on social media sites. That needs sorting out. And the meta tag and the title tag appear to be missing. Now I can see when I look in Google that they're not. This is your description tag, and it appears that that has been manually put in, but it's not in the head where Google can see it, so it thinks you're missing something. And the title tag, that is missing, because if you look, it says improve your health, and there's these ellipses at the end, these dots. That's where it's pulled it from somewhere. We need to tighten that up and make it a more compelling, clickable headline. I'm not going to talk about the copy of your website, the text, because I'm guessing that's where Trevor's helping you out, because that's his thing. So let's scroll down. I mean, again, you need a blog there. What I talked about before, creating lots of content regularly. I mean, I'm guessing wellness coaches have lots to talk about, as do chiropractic care specialists. Lots of things to talk about. Even the way you sit at a computer, the way you sit when you drive, great ways to stretch your back out after you've been on a long drive, because it's the holiday season. Lots of people driving and flying to see people, so you can make it seasonal content. So there's loads of info you can create. You have nobody linking to your website as far as this tool can tell. So as far as the website and the world is concerned, it's there, but nobody knows it's there. It's a little secret, and we don't like secrets because nobody can find them. So basically, that's the gist of it. Now, one other thing I would recommend is a package that I offer people, for people in UK, USA, and Canada in particular. It doesn't work so well for people in Spain and places like that. You'll see why in a second. Is this package that I call Be Everywhere Now. It's an online visibility solution, and what it does is it takes your listing and of your business name, address, phone number, website, links to videos about you, things like that, and it puts it on over 120 different websites. So that is Google Maps, Yelp, Yell.com, but also onto the SatNav maps. So TomTom, Garmin, I don't know what brands you have in the US, but it covers them all. And also things like review websites like Scoot, like I said, Free Index, Yell.com, places like that. And what it does is it drips these out over a period. It drips them out, and so it doesn't look like you've gone, hey, I'm gonna do this to make my business rank better, which looks unnatural. It picks them up and it puts them in gradually over the course of a few weeks. It's like a cool kid at school contest at high school. What Google does is it says, who are the cool kids saying is cool. So by being on these maps and stuff, that's kind of, Google can be lazy and just go, oh, well, they all say that this person is the authority, and they all say this person is the cool kid, so I'll just I'll go with that until I hear differently, and it'll put you up in higher rankings, and then you back that up with lots of regular content. Okay, the packages I would recommend for you, I would say, to be honest, getting the Chiropractic at the Crossing site kind of SEO kind of compliant, that is all the tips I've given you, and then creating content. I would say $500 to get you everything up and running, the blog and everything for this site, and then to create the content on a monthly basis, 2 or 3 items of content distributed very widely. That is $300 per month after that. And with the wellness coach, basically it's exactly the same. You need the blog, you need the content. That also is the $500, and then $300 per month to keep rolling out all that content for you with an agreed number of items. Then the blasting admin, I usually charge £197 per business, but I can just throw that in if you go for those packages. So hit me back up on Facebook, Tony Finbarr-Smith, or you can email me, tony@evolve-my-business.com. Just send me a quick message and I'll be able to get started for you. Thanks for your time, and I hope to hear from you soon. Cheers.